Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. I'm your host, Erik Henriksen, and with me today are the guys, Anthony and Josh. Welcome back, fellas.
What's up?
What's up?
Back at it.
Back at it. The Wolfpack is back together again on this week's show. Just to throw it out there, we are really going to be defending our fantasy lives straight up. The moves we made, the moves we didn't make, the lack of moves, the overabundance of moves made. We are just going to really defend what we're doing right now because it is, as Anthony likes to say, it's madness. It's madness out there, right?
Big time.
Wild.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Especially in our
wild.
league. And our league is pretty, it's upside down. Like, even though I think our managers are good in this league, like we have a solid core managers, the teams don't make sense. Like, when you look at somebody's roster, like, how are you performing?
How are you in first place?
Why are you good?
Yeah, that's kind of where we're at in the fantasy season at the moment. But how have your weeks been? Have you done anything cool, fun, special last weekend? Any plans for the upcoming weekend?
Mother's Day weekend, guys. We got mothers and wives
Yeah.
in the spot. So this weekend is done. This weekend is blocked away. Today I did my first secret reader at the school with the kid. It was great. They basically shove you in like you're the president, like hide you, and you come in. It's like, who's the secret reader? And then it pops out a parent. And I popped up. Like play old school 7-Up, heads up 7-Up with them, and Hangman, and they loved it. So it was
That's
real
fun.
good. Real good. Yeah.
Love a good hangman.
Yeah, Hangman, for sure.
All right, guys. Just to let everyone know, as a reminder, we release a brand new episode every Saturday at 12 p.m. So be sure to subscribe so you never miss it. We're available on more podcast platforms than ever before, including all major ones: Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Spreaker. Don't forget, we have video on YouTube now as well, so you'll see our beautiful made-for-radio faces for every show on our YouTube channel, Talking Fantasy Baseball. Please subscribe and leave us a 5-star rating, a like, a thumbs up, a kind review. It goes a long way in helping us out. And if you have a question, leave a comment on the YouTube video, and we'll be sure to answer it right here on the pod. We did get a comment on a video last week.
Whoa!
So I just want to address that up front, first and foremost. Also, I can't wait to hear that read because I read it pretty quickly in real time in 1.5 speed. That's how I recommend listening to podcasts in general, is a 1.5 speed, because they're just more fun that way, and I feel like it keeps your listening more active. I listened to this at 1.5 speed. So we got a comment last week, and it was about whether ABS is affecting pitcher strikeouts, walk, performance in general. So I wanted to get your thoughts on that straight up before we jump into defending our fantasy lives, because some of us, more than others, have a lot of defending to do. Me. So do you guys think that ABS is having an effect on pitcher performance? Because honestly, right now, it seems like if you're a pitcher and you're healthy, which is rare, you're not good. And if you're a pitcher and you're not supposed to be good, you're a Cy Young contender. So, Josh, let's start with you. ABS having an effect on pitching?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think it doesn't, like, it's not happening like I wonder, like, I'd be interested, like, I don't have like hard data in front of me, so I can only really go off what I've observed when I've watched games, and it doesn't happen like at every at bat. It To me, it feels like it happens maybe once an inning, because right now there's the penalty of, like, if the batter, if whoever challenges it and they're wrong, they start losing challenges, right?
Yes. Yeah, you
So
have
there's a danger.
challenges.
It's not just like people just like constantly touching their head and rubbing their stomach, to get the data. So I would say the fact that to me it doesn't happen that frequently, it's probably having a very minuscule impact on pitching. I would guess. I would think it would be I guess it's hard to say, because if they completely got rid of umpires, or at least their input, and it just goes to ABS, and then it would just be ABS, and there wouldn't be, that would be its own new thing. But I would guess it has a minuscule effect in terms of fantasy. For the most part. Maybe there's a handful of cases where it should have been, and I feel like we hear, who was it? Wasn't it like Noah Schultz
Mm,
this past week? Didn't he have a blow up start where it was like
yeah,
supposed to
he
be the
did.
like? I feel like, sorry to dump salt in that wound, Eric. But no, I feel like there's sometimes where it's like pitchers get into jams, and it's like it should be the end of an inning, but there's like an outfielder can't track a ball, or like something happens, and then I just feel like things snowball. So perhaps there could have been a couple instances where it should have been like the end of an inning, but then there's an ABS challenge, and then like the inning continues, and the pitcher is exasperated or is having like a mental meltdown, and then
Yeah.
completely blows up. I haven't observed that, but perhaps that's the only thing I could think where
Yeah.
this might affect an outing, but I just think that's few and far between. I mean, what do you guys think?
Ant, what do you
I,
think?
I have to think it affects it in some way because it is still a part of a new environment in general, right? Like you're removing the umpires from making sometimes like that call, right? That emotional call. We've all watched like a game where things are rolling. It's like 3-2. The pitcher tries to paint a corner and he Hockleys it like the umpire is showing the muscles like and the next they're out and they go some screaming. Now that emotional
Yeah,
part is out of it. It's not there anymore. Now it's like you paint a corner, but you're off in that corner. Even if maybe an old umpire would have given it to you, he doesn't have it anymore. So I think it has to affect somebody, but with no data, and also it's not like it doesn't make any sense that these pitchers who are always good are now so bad just because of that. So I do think it probably affects them some type of way, just like mentally of it being new and them trying to figure it out or whatever, or being concerned about it when they're throwing pitches. But I don't think it's anything that's like big enough that's going to affect so that we have to worry about in the future. You know what I mean?
So I learned two things about ABS in trying to figure out the answer to this question. One, umpires actually have a little transmitter in their ear, a little device to listen to basically the ABS umpire in their ear, telling them whether a pitch was a ball or a strike, basically instantaneously after the pitch. So if they miss one egregiously, they know to correct themselves almost immediately on the next pitch. I also learned, don't forget
I didn't
that,
know that.
yeah, every player was measured for their height this year. And I wonder if, in order to calibrate the strike zones, the umpires also had to like recalibrate how they call balls and strikes. And I wonder if that's giving the hitter a little bit more of an advantage. I don't know. It's really hard to tell with 6 weeks of data,
Yeah,
at the major league level. But yeah, it's a really interesting thing, I think, to keep an eye on going forward. But I kind of agree with you both. Like right now, I don't think it's having much of an impact. It is having some sort of impact.
But
Uh,
also, can I just say this real quick?
yeah.
Also, like that difference is not making Jose Soriano great,
No.
right? Like this is just regular hot streak baseball. Like,
Yeah.
and like
yeah,
he's gonna start to get smacked around and be like, yeah, man, that ERA is inflated again. So like you said, yeah, it can't be that much. Like it is not as effective as the stolen base rules that we spoke about
yes.
with
I
Castro. You
think
know, it's not like
Right.
it's
that's
not as
bigger.
effective
Yeah,
with that. If that's
for
kind of like what his
fantasy.
questions lean. Yeah, right. Right. What Acuna went 70? You know, like he could right, like, that was crazy, you know?
Speaking of Acuna,
Yeah.
the hammies. Anyway. All right. When we come back, we're going to be defending our fantasy lives. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. Josh Day, Anthony Shabazz, alongside me, Erik Hendrickson, here with you talking about fantasy baseball. But we are going to defend our fantasy lives because last week we basically told you our teams suck. Because that is just, everything is upside down. It's inside backwards. It doesn't make any sense. So please, if you're having any sort of success in fantasy at the moment, I kind of might be a little concerned. because that means you have players who are going to regress negatively, and you probably have players who are overperforming. Because to me, it seems like every player that's supposed to be up here, if you're watching on YouTube, you see my hand up top, they're down here. And now you don't see my hand, it's out of frame. So that's how, things are, it's just not the way it's supposed to be at the moment. The back of the baseball card, not getting hit, not getting pitched to, none of that. So we're going to defend our fantasy lives here, where we're going to go through the logs of our week, where we add the add drop choices that we've made. We're going to defend those choices, the plethora of choices that we made, the lack thereof of choices that we made. And we can speak on the players that we had our eye on and maybe got scooped by somebody else, maybe somebody here on the show, maybe somebody not on the show. But Josh, let's start with you. We are the judge, jury, and the executioner here. And please, if you're listening or watching us on YouTube, leave a comment. Let us know what you think of our moves. Okay. And if you have any questions about them or why, maybe we didn't discuss it enough today, or you have moves that you're contemplating, comment on the YouTube channel. Again, it's Talking Fantasy Baseball on YouTube. You can find us pretty easily doing that. So Josh, let's start with you. Defend your fantasy life. What did you do this week that needs defending? Because out of the three of us, I think you made the most moves so far. It's Friday. There's still 3 days left.
I think so. Yes, Your Honors. I'm going to discuss the moves that I made, particularly in our 10 team Yahoo League, which is it's a daily head-to-head league, and we do keepers as well. So yeah, should I just run down the list, or should I go one by one? What would be best for you guys?
Well, what was your first move this week? Let's start there.
All right, my first move that I made was I dropped Bryce Miller and picked up Max Meyer.
I mean, that one, that's acceptable. First of all, Max Meyer's healthy. Second,
well, that
Miller,
was
last time we saw Bryce Miller, he was not great. I don't think you have to defend that one.
Right.
No, for some context, there wasn't like, we were kind of like in the doldrums, I feel like, of the early, it's kind of like, I think the rush of the waiver wire is kind of, the first rush is kind of dried up. So I think I had picked up Bryce Miller as just kind of like a lotto stash in a way, but then um, I got hit. I've just, like, on this team in particular, I've just been hit with injuries, and Framber Valdez suspension. Hooray! But yeah, I'd like Carlos Rodon, Josh Hader, Pete Fairbanks, Emilio Pagan, Ryan Helsley. So I was just like, I can't really afford to, you know, to stash Bryce Miller, nor do I think is Max Meyer going to be better, if not what the best version of Bryce Miller is. I've liked, I feel like, Erik, you and I were down this road before with Max Meyer last season.
Yep. He's gonna get hurt at some point. Always does.
Well, what pitcher doesn't this season? So,
hey, look, the answer to Tyler Glass now was May 6th. So,
so I don't know. I have seen some encouraging stuff from Max Meyer, so I just thought now is the time to jump in and see where it goes. So, that was my first move. My second move was I picked up Braxton Garrett as a stash. Which I guess doesn't quite make sense because I got rid of Bryce Miller. But the circumstances around that were that Jackson Churio finally came off the IL. So I figured I had like Spencer Torkelson. And I was like, well, maybe I can, like, because I heard, this was when the Chris Paddock DFA news dropped on Monday. So I assumed that I was like, oh, I think they'll probably call up Braxton Garrett before Robbie Snelling.
And this was on Tuesday, by the way, when this was going down. And just to quickly recap what happened, Chris Paddock leaves his start with an injury. They DFA him late. He goes down with an injury on Monday. They DFA him on Tuesday, and Braxton Garrett takes his normal turn in the rotation on Tuesday in AAA.
Yeah, so I missed on that. So then the next move I made was because Emilio Pagan had that horrific.
Oh, got carted off the
Yeah,
field.
Yeah.
got carted off. I read carted off the field, and I was like,
That's
Bye.
it.
I gotta, I
7
gotta
minutes
pick up.
later. 7 minutes. You got him 7 minutes later.
Yeah,
I looked
I
at
was like,
11:04. 11:04. I looked at him and I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, he got him 7 minutes after that.
yeah, I was like, there's no
Yeah.
way he's not gonna make the IL. So yeah, I picked up Tony Santillan, dropped Braxton Garrett. Like that's pretty explainable there. Although Graham Ashcraft, I think, got the first crack at a
Yes.
save, but
Yep.
that was because Tony I think he wasn't available.
Correct. Santillan is 100% the guy. If you're looking to replace Emilio Pagan with his replacement, Tony Santillan is 100% going to be the closer for the Reds, no doubt.
So yeah, I'm holding on to Pagan for now. Probably if there's, I mean, I guess I have a crunch now, but I'm kind of hopeful. I think Rodon's coming back. Carlos Rodon is coming back this week.
Sunday, yep.
I'm hopeful. I think Josh Hader's I think he'll probably come back at some point, maybe next week. And then we'll see about Pete Fairbanks. But for now, I'm just holding Pagan.
I think Josh Hader actually has to wait a little bit longer because he's on the 60-day. So I think he's got to wait. He's going to be closer to the end of May. So they're really slow rolling his rehab there. But yeah, I think you have too many closers. So
never have too many.
You can.
No, I probably do.
Yeah.
Probably do. My fear though, it's like always that fear of like I can drop Emilio Pagan, which I probably can, but then my worry is like, oh, is someone else going to pick them up? And oh, did I make a mistake?
No, personally, I think Santillan is going to take the closer role there, and Pagan's not getting it back.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I'm kind of I'm kind of waiting and seeing about how that shapes up. Just because Santillan has had, I think, some drop in velocity and a bit of struggle, but we'll see. All right, so I'm moving along. I'm I'm up against Anthony this week, and he's currently kicking my butt. His super team, his Death Star is fully operational, and he's obliterating my Alderaan of a team into 1,000 little pieces. My hopes are dashed. So then I thought I could maybe I think there was like it was like Thursday. Thursday is always like I don't have enough batter. Like there's a lot of off days, so I was like, all right. I noticed Jonathan Aranda is having quite a nice, good start to his season, so I thought I'd pick him up. And so I dropped Tyler Phillips for him just because Miami just is not really getting a lot of save opportunities, and also they use Tyler Phillips like for 3 innings of middle relief.
Yeah, that was wild. What?
So I was like, well, I don't think I need to hold on to this in a 10-team league.
Yeah, but also Pete Fairbanks is going to come back pretty quickly, and he is very
I think there was. I'll be curious as we record this today on Friday, May 8th. I think he's going to throw another bullpen session, so I think maybe we'll get a timeline, hopefully.
Hopefully. I have him in the pitcher list staff league, so I've got him stashed on the bench there, hoping that I'll have a quite a stable of closers once Hader and Fairbanks are healthy there, because I think I also have Varland and a couple other good guys there, Iglesias and Brian Baker. Anyway, sorry. Back to Josh. You have one more move that you made here, and you picked up a Ronda, only to then drop him. If you haven't sensed the theme here, Josh is not afraid to pick up and drop the same guy within hours. So he picked up.
I feel like this is like spaghetti at a wall.
Yes.
Point in my my part of the early part of the season where. I'm not like in last place, but I'm kind of middle of the pack. I'm probably going to take a big hit because, as I was saying, Anthony is going to steamroll me this week.
It's close.
I don't know. I'm trying to,
This is the most interesting
take a
move,
shot.
Though. This is the most interesting move that you made. Dropping a Ronda and picking up Spencer Jones.
I know.
Because what does your outfield look like, Josh?
Well, why are they benching Chase DeLauder tonight?
Because he's probably played in like 8 straight games, and they're deathly afraid of his foot.
I haven't noticed. Like, are they still like?
No, they're not platooning him.
Oh, thank God!
No,
I was like,
not.
why are you doing? Like, he's like one of the best hitters on your lineup.
Yeah. No, they're not platooning him. They're just, I think they're being abundantly cautious with him in May.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, hours after I picked up Jonathan Aranda, which was probably the most sound move of picking up a bat to just have on the bench, I decided to buy a lotto ticket, play the Mega Millions, and when I got word that Spencer Jones is getting the call.
Okay, so what do we think about Spencer Jones here? Because Anthony, you got to weigh in.
Well, I was going to say, because I picked him up last year when I was going through my thing of trying to get young assets and things like that.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, it's a lotto ticket, right? Like power guy. Oddly enough, to be a power guy, I want 1,000 OPS. You know how I feel about OPSs, and it's weird to me that he has some 700 OPSs in there to be just a power guy with a funky batting average. Like the batting average is probably going to be a little stank. It could get a little funky,
if anything at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like it could be, it can get pretty bad quick. But even though he's improved the K percentage, it's still 32. You know what I mean? Like, so when they get a hold of him 6, 7 or not, they're gonna dice him up for a little bit. You know what I mean? You might not get nothing out of him until a little bit later. Like I doubt he's gonna hit the ground running. You know what I mean?
Well, I think he has to hit the ground running, otherwise he's not going to be playing, and then he'll be struggling, and then he'll be back down in the minors when Stanton and I don't know what is the Martian.
He's going to be out probably like 3 weeks. He's got a sprain in his shoulder.
Okay, does he have a concussion?
I thought it was
concussion too. Well,
I thought it was.
He might be back in like 6 weeks.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm so weary of concussed players.
Yeah.
Because that, even when they come back, wasn't it like Anthony Rizzo?
That basically ended his career.
Yeah.
No,
I've got some stats for you guys. This will be pretty interesting here. All right, I'm gonna read you a stat line. Ready?
Yep.
Please.
17.5% walk rate, 34.4% strikeout rate, 237 batting average on a 270 BABIP, 14 homers, 28 RBIs. Who am I talking about?
14 homers. How many RBIs you said?
28. And I'll give you one more. I'll give you one more stat. Swinging strike rate of 16.7% and a contact percentage of 58.9. Who am I talking about?
Murakami?
Yes, it is. Now, let me give you Spencer Jones's numbers because they're going to sound eerily similar. 12.7% walk rate, 32% strikeout rate, 258 batting average on a 313 BABIP with a swinging strike rate of 20% and a contact percentage of 59. He is, unless he hits the ball, which is not very likely, he's 20% below league average in terms of his contact rate. Unless he somehow miraculously fixes that, he's going to crater. I can almost guarantee it. There's no book out on him yet, so he might get off to a decent enough start, but he's not going to be successful. There is a very, very low chance that Spencer Jones is going to be any good. I'm sorry. He's not ready. That's why he's outfielder like 6 on the depth chart for the Yankees. Don't be surprised if he has a run right now like Aaron Judge did when Judge first got called up. Have you seen Spencer Jones's batting stance? He holds the bat basically in front of his face, equal to in front of his face. And then when he's like open, like Miguel Tejada almost to the pitcher, and then he comes in as he like corks up to load. It is so much movement for a guy who is 6'7". Sound, you don't want to move that much. Load, even you can even have the batting stance where you're already loaded and your foot just goes up and down. Your hands don't even move. And I'm doing it left-handed because he's left-handed. So you just literally just be loaded already. I'm sorry. No, it's not going to work. I know you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall here, but I would not feel confident.
He's I'm not pinning it much hope on this. And also, I already knew how you'd feel about it, Erik, because there was no after I picked him up, there was no envious text message following it up. So
no, because I looked and I was like, meh.
But we'll see. Maybe he catches fire.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And then there's some.
You can trade him. I don't believe in him this year.
I mean, sure. I mean, he's probably not going to be anything, but I do like. I like that he does have power, and he's like a giraffe moving, but he's like he's a pretty big base stealer.
Yeah, but for a guy that big, he does steal a lot
29
of
bases last season. 2023, he's still 43.
Look,
but is he going to get on base?
43 is wild.
He has.
But like, look, this is the thing, right? Like with someone like him, to my most recent memory, when I think of somebody who's just like a bad hitter, like as far as hitting the ball, like when he hits it goes out, is Gallo. Obviously,
yeah,
like that,
100%.
It's not that bad. It's not
sure?
that bad. I'm not sure, but I'm
Let's look it up.
It can't be that bad. Yo, Gallo, my guy, won a full season hitting 199. In that season, he had 38 home runs.
Yeah, because the only time he made contact was on home runs.
But we've never seen him hit that bad. Even though the average is not great, like we never see him hit that bad. Same thing with Murakami. His none of his stats look like Joey Gallo's.
Right. You know? Neither of them strike out as much as Joey Gallo.
But to the point of what I'm saying with Josh is, say if he does catch his fire and is like 220 with a bunch of homers, like he might take that, or it might be good enough for him to trade him.
I mean, here's another interesting question. Is I wonder how he is defensively. Like, is he good?
Oh, we'll find out.
Well, yeah, because if he's a decent enough defender, then they'll put him in the outfield for most of the game.
Yeah, I can see him.
But if he's bad, then he's going to get pulled, or if he struggles, they'll just send him down. But
he's yet just another left-handed bat for the Yankees, and it's like I remember a few years ago they had no left-handed bats. And now they don't have enough right-handed bats. And it's like Cashman can do just a little bit better of a job sort of balancing it out, please. But personally, I think that they missed their window in selling high on Spencer Jones. I know they're still really high on him, but man, those contact issues are persistent. So
he'll probably be back on the wire early next week,
as you flip him for more I don't know, fodder to throw at the wall.
Just one more thing. I do wonder if the only reason they are so high on him is because they have the other unicorn that like fix his body. Like if this is another team where they have traded him away, is it just like, we have Judge, we did something with him, and that kind of, this is the emotion part of it that you can't take out of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like no matter what it is, people, you can't automatically work off of no feelings when they're making these decisions sometimes.
All right, so that does it for Josh's team. When we come back, we're going to talk about Anthony Anthony's got to defend his moves, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. Erik Henriksen alongside Josh Day, Anthony Shabazz, talking about our fantasy lives and defending them. So we just talked about Josh's team and the moves that he made, which were involving a lot of the same players because he added them and then dropped them and then added another guy and then dropped that guy. It's just trying to throw things at the wall, as he said, trying to make them stick. So Anthony, this is your turn now. Defend your fantasy lives. And I was trying to bring up your roster and things, but I think Yahoo was having a little bit of a hard time a few minutes ago.
Ooh.
They
Yahoo
say that they will be right back. They're back. Perfect.
Finally.
So let's talk
AWS.
about your moves here.
Okay,
Starting with what you did. Well, May 1st was not this week. But we can start with Carlos Cortez.
Well, I want to go back a little bit because this is like interesting to the Rico Garcia pickup.
Okay. That was in the middle of us recording last week, by the way.
Yeah.
Don't worry, forget about it. But look, like we spoke about, I had, just like everybody else has, so many injured pitchers, right?
Yeah.
So it came to a point where I only had 5 starters and was thinking about where I was going to go as far as more starters. I wasn't really feeling what was on the wire at that point. So I went just closers, or just I was going to go with any kind of relief pitchers to make up some innings until Lodolo came back this week. So that's why I was going for Rico. It was the middle of the podcast. It had to happen. I need to get somebody who would get some innings. The move I made after that was I had Schwellenbach and Woodruff on the roster, but not in IL spots. The IL spots are already taken up. So I dropped Schwellenbach and picked up Carlos Cortez. So here's the thing about Carlos Cortez was obviously he's platoon, but I actively at that point was in a cold stretch with Rooker and Jackson Merrill. And I wanted to just get a bat in there that was hot that I can get some production from, just because it was like those guys were both like, you be bad. No, you be bad. You be bad. No, you be bad. Like it was just nobody wanted to do anything until now. So that's why I picked him up. When I finally decided to drop Woodruff, obviously a couple days later, I wanted to get his replacement in the rotation, Logan Henderson. We'll see what he does. He's been great every time he's been up. They just haven't given him the chance. I think the CBS pod guys was talking about the same thing. It's like every time he comes up, he does great, but they're like, "Hey man, go back down."
Everyone believes in Logan Henderson except the Brewers,
right?
Actually, so you did scoop me with Henderson, Ant.
Was it that night? Were you going for it that night? Were you like actively?
Yeah, I was. I think I still had a move, but I kept like my mind kept like arguing with itself. Just because I was like, well, I was like, how good is Logan Henderson? Everyone, I know he's had success. Actually, I think the spot start he had earlier this season was not so great. But then I just like looking at his fan graphs, I was like, well, he's not like a lights out like stuff or anything. And he wasn't like a huge prospect. And also one thing that concerns me that I actually haven't heard a lot of outlets speak on is that I think he hasn't thrown many innings.
No, I looked at that when I was looking at it. I believe it was he threw in 25, he threw 77 in AAA. Then he threw 25 in the big leagues, and then obviously this year he's threw 25 combined. But even before that, going back 2024, 81. This is probably like 140 total. So that probably is the most. And then, like you said, last year it was 90 something. So that's for sure.
He's definitely going to be capped. I mean, all that Woodruff news, like, it's not encouraging at all. Is like seeing a specialist draining a shoulder.
Yeah, honestly,
not to mention he did not look good. So, so I don't know. I think I just kind of like got in my own head, and then I think I was like, well, maybe I'll wait and see if I can see some like discourse within the fantasy community on Henderson getting the call. Like, I don't know. I was like, So, but anyway, you scooped me, and I was like, well, there it goes. So,
Yeah, I kind
Guys,
of
I
needed.
have to interrupt you real quick here. Breaking news. Blake
oh,
Snell is going to make his season debut Saturday.
ooh,
When you're listening to this, Blake Snell is going to be starting. So just real quick, let's pivot. Ant, Dodger, resident Dodger fan, vomit. Tell us, are you excited about this? He was slated to make one more rehab start. He only threw 55 pitches in his last one. How do you feel?
I don't care, and I'm not happy. Listen, it doesn't make me feel any type of way. Seriously, like we care about October. Well, I'm just speaking about real baseball women outside of fantasy. We care about October. What's happening right now? He can take all the time he needs and just smooth it in. Here's my concern with Blake Snell. It's never consistent. He has the great
no,
season. He'll have a half, 1/4 of a season. Then it'll be bad. This not only injuries. He'll be bad. Bad for a season and a half. Then be okay. Then be lights out. It's like, yeah, sure, like you can come back, like, but the way that we handle our pitching staff is always like picking starts out. You know, we might do a bullpen game like we did last year. We haven't really done that much at all this year, but I'm not really like overly excited about it. For fantasy wise, I want to see what he's going to do. Like, it's just another asset in the pool. But as far as right now in May, man, listen, if he gets any kind of soreness, he'll go back down for a minute to chill him out.
yeah,
So I would say, like, if you drafted him, obviously you're excited to have him back, but this is not the Cy Young running Blake Snell that was a couple of years ago, especially now with the 6-man rotation, the things that we're doing with Shohei and his innings. Like, uh, I'm not really overly excited about it, honestly.
But this really could be telling about what happened to Tyler Glasnow the other day, right?
True.
yep,
Because Glasnow left his start with a back injury. We have not had any sort of update on him. He left May 6th. Not that he'd be starting on Saturday, May 9th,
Right.
but we haven't gotten the results of the MRI. So what if this is essentially telling us Glasnow is going to hit the IL? Wouldn't be surprised, even though they think the initial reports were that he wasn't. He's going to hit the IL. Snell's going to start Saturday, and that allows them to reshuffle the rotation after Snell, is what I think that does.
yeah,
So I think this is more telling about Glasnow than it is about Snell. I have high hopes for Snell because I'm invested in our 10-team league,
Right.
the league that we are talking about, the moves that we've made here. So yeah, I
But
think this is
you
good,
starting
but
him?
no. This is as Nick Pollock of Pitcher List likes to call it. This is a still ill, but I don't know if it matters because I'm losing my ratios anyway. So I might
but
just start
look,
him.
here's the thing. So he had one more go. He had one more rehab start, right? Like what the Dodgers are doing. He probably was already ready to go. Like he probably was already ready to go. They just were like, like this is the same
Yeah,
thing that you're saying. Like, so now Glasnow comes in, he's hurt. It's like, okay, hey, we need you up. They're just playing the games with him. I'm just saying from a fantasy asset, like
yeah,
that's the worst thing you want to do. Like even with me with like Tanner Scott, I'm just always concerned with anybody that's not basically if you're not an everyday hitter, I'm concerned about you over
that's fair. That's
there.
fair.
Just
Do
period.
you think they call up River Ryan this year?
Yes. At some point,
Yeah,
yes. But it won't be for a long time. Like any prospect we have, like, bro, you just here for the ride. Like be happy, homie. Enjoy the LA weather. And well, some of you not in LA, but you know what I mean. It's enjoy being a part of the organization, but you won't get your shot fully like you deserve. Which is kind of what happened when we traded away Pepe. Everybody was like super excited about it, and it was like, nah, it's time for him to go. So yeah, I don't think so.
what was the name of the I don't know why it just popped into my head. Well, actually, the name I can't think of his name, but what was that young Dodgers pitcher that was like amazing, and then he just like completely fell off the earth?
Emmett Sheehan.
Well,
No,
leave Emmett alone. Let me been
Oh,
good. What you talking about?
we were really Bobby Miller.
yes,
Oh,
Bobby
Bobby,
Miller.
right? You had him. You had picked Bobby up.
Yeah,
Bobby
Yeah,
Miller.
the
yeah,
heck,
yep.
Anyway, Anthony,
yeah.
we'll jump back to your roster moves here. Where did we
Okay.
leave off? Because that Blake Snell news threw me for a little loop. I'm glad we were able to break it here. Hopefully, if you're in a daily league, you have some actionable news now from our show. So that's great. All right, Ant, where did we leave off looking at
Um,
your team?
I think
in your
Logan
moves.
Henderson, the Logan Henderson pickup, dropping
Yep.
Woodruff, which just had to happen. Like Woodruff, even when like somebody else in that league picked him up, and when he did, I just went to check what the blurb said, and it was like fluid, like Josh said,
Yeah,
fluid and
drain.
right. And then also I saw like he's getting another opinion. It's like, listen,
Yeah, no
that's probably gonna get pretty ugly. So
I think
I'm
I
kind of
told you, Ant, I was like, I think this is it for Brandon Woodruff. Did
you
I
did
tell
say
you that?
that. You
Yeah.
say you feel like it was his career.
I
You know?
think
Yeah,
I
well, he
think
wasn't
I
that
think that's
great.
it.
Yeah.
He wasn't really performing well either, so it's kind of like, what am I looking forward to stashing him?
Well,
Yeah,
You know,
surface level numbers were fine, but
like he
the
had
velo was
three
so far down.
right, like he had a
I don't
3.6.
know, man.
The K's are way down, obviously, from even what he
Yeah,
had last year. But it was like I just need you want somebody to hit some innings that's not gonna be able to go a 70 ERA, right? Like, and that's really what he
yep.
was. Like, I knew he would get injured at some point, not this bad. Like, 85 velo was crazy on the fastball. So when I seen that, I was like, "Oof, this is getting pretty. This is getting pretty
Yeah,
nasty, pretty nasty."
get
But
off that ride.
the last move I made was I dropped Cortez and picked up Brooks Lee. Um, which more was I wanted to make a move that I can see what happens before Lodolo came off the IL because now I have an invalid roster, so somebody at some point will be dropped. But also Altuve is just like not doing anything. This isn't even like, hey bro, here go 200. No, I'm not doing nothing. I'm giving you zilch. Like you get nothing from me. Like so for that reason, like I definitely needed to make a move to just put somebody in that second base spot, allow Tui to do something. He has 9 RBI. Listen, it's been 6 weeks, brother. So let's just say that's it's not good. And most of that came the first week and a half.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Let me just give some quick stats here on Jose Altuve. Career high strikeout rate, 19.9%. He's 36 years old. Father time is undefeated, especially for a guy who's listed at 5'6" with his injury history in the last 3-4 years. I think this spells the end for Altuve, who, if you listen to last week's show, was almost peddled onto me by a member of this pod.
There still stands.
he just take Altuve. It's just take him, right? You don't want anything in return. Maybe dinner.
Bubba Chandler.
Oh God, no! I can't even do that. I had no.
And I will say, I had an offer for him earlier this year.
Oh, what was the
Yeah,
offer?
it was
Please reveal.
Altuve, Cade Smith, Messick
I
for
don't understand
Langford,
Messick. Sorry, who is
for Langford, Perdomo, Santana, Murakami. This is really early on.
Oh my God, Carl!
Yeah, you had to do it like that. But yeah.
Wow, that'd be quite a trade early on.
How come you didn't do that?
Well, I didn't want to be ended up with no. First of all, Wyatt Langford, I'm getting over you, sir. We'll have a
Oh
deep
yeah,
conversation on that at some point.
Always
I'm
hurt.
getting tired of him.
you just
Greg,
do
I
some
told you that.
yoga.
Right. Santana's a drop. No faith in him. Period.
Yeah.
Even from the beginning of the season, Wyatt was already hurt when this was all when this was
Yeah,
offered. I didn't want to just be out here with a second. At that point, like I think Luke Keisha wasn't even dropped yet, but I was like, man, there's nothing out there on the second base at all. I was like, what am I going to do? And Parker Messick, so you don't understand him, but he's been productive enough for me. And
he's
Cade
been
Smith, I'm not
good.
just giving.
So
Yeah, I'm not giving up a healthy closer right now. When at that point I only had 2 because Arcel was hurt. So that's where it's
no,
at.
I think that's justifiable.
And Padermo too. Like, what am I doing with Padermo when I have Gunnar
Yeah,
and
you already
Robertson?
have two.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
true.
Yeah,
So
it just
yeah,
doesn't work out.
that's
This is what we tell you guys: when you send a trade, you got to make sure it makes sense all around the board.
yeah. You
You
got
can't
to
just send.
make the
You can't just send
pieces
an
fit.
empty one. Yeah, like if I got 2 shortstops, don't send me another shortstop. That's a keeper that's hitting 190. You know, I got Robert With Jr.
So I think overall your moves are totally defensible. I like the pickup of Brooks Lee. He's hot right now, former top prospect. And you need a second baseman because Altuve is it's not good. It's not looking good
not
for
good.
Altuve this season. I think your moves are totally defensible. The Rico Garcia one, though, not as defensible because we were in the middle of recording. No, I'm joking.
You may do it.
Guilty.
You know, I had it's such a thing. Like when you see them, like, oh, you hit the wire right away. Like,
all right, when we come back, it's my turn. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. It is my turn to defend my fantasy choices, my fantasy life. Oh boy, guys. All right. So let's just look at my squad here, my moves. The last move I made was May 1st. Actually, the last ad drop I made was April 26th. I might want to be a little more active. Okay, so we know, and we talked about it a little bit last week, I've got Bubba Chandler. I'm not sure what to do with him, guys. I am doing my best to move him. I've got a manager interested.
Oh,
but they also want Louis Varland. So I'm really hesitant to, I know this is dumb and it goes against our principles, which is if somebody asks for a closer, you could trade them. Especially when I have 3 more. But this year feels like an exception because the relief pitcher situation is bad, right? So I said no to Louis Varland. I'm trying to trade Bubba Chandler and just get something back.
What are you willing to share with the court? What pieces you're trying to acquire?
Yes. So I'm trying to package him with Dansby Swanson, and I'm waiting for an answer, and I'm hoping to get an answer tonight because that way I can make my moves. If not,
wait, let me say this.
Yeah.
I agree with you about the closer situation being different.
Yeah.
But would you at this point say, Louis, which closer out of your 4, as far as you ranking them? Where is he at?
Oh, okay. Let's double check.
Because Bednar is obviously 1.
Bednar, no, Duran 1, Bednar 2.
Oh, I didn't see. Right.
Yeah,
Duran.
I got Duran in an IL spot. He's not even on the IL anymore.
Right.
Varland could very well be number 3, and he could leapfrog Bednar because we've seen Bednar get demoted to the minor leagues over the last 2 seasons. So,
right.
I really high upside. Like, there's a chance that I have a 3-headed monster at closer. So, and then Brian Baker's like a solid 4. So,
I guess my point is, you still have 3. Like,
right.
If they're at the bottom of that list, not 1 or 2. If you feel like Louis could be 2, so maybe you feel differently about it, but if they're not, if they're 3 or 4, it could be talked about, depending on what you're getting back.
Right.
You feel like it's more valuable.
I'm getting there, and I'm kind of burying the lead on who I'd be getting back because this is also why it leads into my hesitancy. And I was this close to the deal until the news came out the other day that his back stiffened up on a warm-up pitch. Who is it, Josh?
Oh. Was that...
We talked about him a few minutes ago. It is Tyler Glasnow. Yeah. So the ask from this manager's generally it's not unreasonable for a pitcher of that caliber. But he literally got hurt as we were having discussions about this. And Glasnow is going to miss time. So it's like, it's me almost basically trading for, 100 more innings of Tyler Glasnow, 80 more innings, however much of Glasnow, just to rid myself of the headache of Bubba Chandler.
Right.
You're going back to Big Al's. You're going back to the well, huh?
Going back to the well, man. Going back to the well. Yeah.
He's currently in last place, so I guess we can see what this guy's season.
I might be in last place after this week, so please.
No, I think I'll be joint. Maybe we'll be tied.
So what do you guys think about?
So where are you now? And all because what is the current?
So before Glasnow got hurt, it was going to be Dansby and Bubba for Dansby, Bubba, and a pick. Yep. I told you I had somebody on the hook for Dansby. Dansby, Bubba, and a pick. He said around 10, the higher the better. I was not going to go higher than 10.
Right.
For Tyler Glasnow.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
All right, that's crazy. That's
Isn't that
crazy.
wild?
But it's this league. It's this league.
It
But
is this league.
Well,
It's this
this is
league.
hey, if people are following along, this is the same manager you traded Pepio
right, right.
for Sal Stewart, and this manager is still holding on to Ryan Pepio for some reason.
I guess he hasn't realized that he's out for the year yet. I don't know what the deal is. Look, this
Yo,
manager comes from the Pitcher List Discord. Okay, here's the thing. If it were basically anybody of Glasnow's caliber, but not Tyler Glasnow, I would have included Louis Varland, without a doubt.
Because of injuries.
Because of injuries, man, it is so hard to predict Glasnow. So
and the Dodger of it all. Like
and the Dodger of it all. Right. Yeah. And I already have Blake Snell. So I haven't made moves in a while. So defending my life here is defending not making any moves. It's because I've been trying to trade the back end of my roster for some sort of upgrade. It's what I've been trying to do. That's why I haven't made any moves. Plus, Duran came off the IL, and I don't really want to drop anybody that's in the trade discussions. Now, in waiting for a response, because I'm waiting one last thing from this manager. If I can't make the deal, I'm going to drop Swanson. This will be the move that I would be defending had we been recording 5 hours from now or tomorrow. I'd be dropping Dansby Swanson, activating Yohan Duran, and then I'd have to find somebody else to drop to activate Blake Snell. Is that drop Bubba Chandler?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
2 episodes ago. Drop that man. we spoke about this, I think, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, like, man, it's tough because, like, you are. I trust you guys' eye on some of the prospects and, like, the upside. You guys are really good at peeping out the game. But right now, just on the way this league looks too, I don't think he's going to get, unless he gets picked up by Josh. Nobody else is going to pick him up. Like,
I don't know. The manager I have on the hook might pick him up.
Oh, he might.
But am I really losing anything at this point?
I don't think so.
You're not going to, you can't, I mean, you'd be crazy to start him right now. You have like more than enough keepers currently, so I don't think he's not even like remotely a keeper for you.
Right.
And also you need to actually make up ground because you're placed further back than me. And I'm complaining about my team, so I just think you need to focus on like gaining momentum as a team, and right now Bubba Chandler is just nothing. And you don't need to hold on to him, you know.
Yeah. So
like,
I can't defend.
You don't gain anything.
Me defending my life is not like what you guys did, which was make moves. Me defending my life is, why haven't you made the moves?
You got to move on, man.
I know it's time. I think it's time. It's May 8th.
You deserve better than this.
Thank you.
I mean, look, the guys on your IL right now would actually help your team more than holding on to Bubba Chandler or Dansby Swanson.
Fair. Yes, absolutely.
But
so would you keep Noah Schultz over Bubba Chandler instead when I activate Duran and Blake Snell?
I would keep.
Is Schultz? I haven't really I don't own him anywhere, so I haven't really been like.
Let's dive
nerding
in.
out.
He got lit up last year.
Yeah, last
week. Earlier this week, a couple days ago. Predictive indicators, xERA, FIP, and xFIP are all above 4.2, and his ERA is kind of right in the middle of his FIP and xFIP at 4.6. K per 9 is less than 1 per inning, so less than 9. Extremely low BABIP, but also low left on base percentage. Now, he kind of got done in by his defense, as you alluded to, Josh, earlier in the show.
Yes. It was like one bad inning.
Yeah. He's not
but he also didn't have a lot of strike.
No, he didn't. He had 4 walks and 3 strikeouts. The walk rate is untenable at 5.76 walks per 9. He has not given up a lot of hard contact though, so that's really good. Average exit velocity off of him is 87.7. That's really good. His Sierra is 5, so it's almost a run higher than his ERA. It's not good.
Right, but what is Bubba's?
Oh, and stuff plus is like he's really pedestrian too. It's not like, oh my God, he's like a 118 or something. It's like pretty pedestrian for right now.
Right. And his swinging strike rate's only 9.9%, which is below
average. I kind of wonder if this is if he's the juice has been squozing.
And to answer your question about Bubba, Bubba Chandler has a FIP and XFIP a run higher than Noah Schultz. His ERA is 4.7 and his xERA, is 5.
Oh, geez.
6.88 walks per 9. Less his strikeouts per 9 less than Noah Schultz. But his Sierra is 5.58, a half a run higher. This is they're both droppable, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Chandler, even though he's unusable right now, I think he's a more talented asset, but I mean, you just can't use him right now.
Right.
I know. Bubba Chandler's stuff plus, this is wild. His stuff plus is 104 and his location plus is 100. With a walk rate that high, I anticipated his location plus to be like 87. It's 100. That is like the middle. I can't explain what's going on with Bubba Chandler. I can't explain why I haven't made any moves, but Anthony and I were talking about this earlier in the week that the move was going to be to drop Peyton Tolley had Tolley not had such a phenomenal start in his last time out. So 2 out of 3 good ones. I can't justify dropping Tolley when I've got Kyle Bradish, Noah Schultz, and Bubba Chandler on the roster.
Oh, you're starting Bradish tonight?
I'm losing ratios. It doesn't matter.
Not all right. In the league I have, he's on the bench.
But I think ultimately what I will end up doing, just to wrap up my my defense of my fantasy life here, is once I get a reply from this manager, it will be activate Duran, drop Dansby Swanson, and then I will have at least 18 hours to decide what I'm going to do with Blake Snell and who I'm going to drop in the corresponding move. It will probably be Noah Schultz off the bat is how I'm leaning. Just because I know there will be interest in Chandler, there's less likelihood that Schultz gets picked up, even though he was mostly decent in his 3 starts before that. 2 quality starts, actually, before that. And he's got Kansas City up next. So, maybe not. Maybe I drop Bubba. I don't know. I'll have 18 hours to decide, hopefully, once I hear back from the manager. But, yeah, otherwise, I can't really defend my fantasy moves or lack thereof here. Just poor management, I guess, and underperformance from players. So it's what am I going to do?
Judge it. Yeah, right. You can't predict it. Yeah,
right. So I got to hope that. This week, look, DeGrom had an ERA of 8.53 in his start against the Yankees. So that's a part of the reason why I'm losing ratios this week. What am I going to do? What am I going to do about that? This underperformance.
I don't think I'd start anyone against the Yankees right now.
No, they're
cruising.
Yeah.
You see their winning percentage? It's nuts.
Yeah, I know. They I feel like this happens every year regularly with the Yankees. By June, they're going to start to have their June swoon. They're going to go down. They're going to struggle a little bit. And then they'll find the happy medium come August. And they'll get bounced in September. That's just what happens. Anthony's sitting here as a Dodgers fan going, I know we're going to win the World Series again.
Yo, we watched that World Series together. Remember the game we watched? The Yankees, Dodgers.
Was that the infamous 6th inning when they just fell apart? No,
we didn't watch that one. No, we watched. No, we didn't. It
was the game before that.
Yeah, it was the game before that.
Okay, so it was the one that the Yankees won.
Oh man, what was that? Which game was it? Where Freddie Freeman hit, it was like that historic was it grand slam?
That was the first one.
Yeah, it was game 1 when they brought in nasty, not so nasty Nestor. I should.
Yeah, I was like, when that happened, I was like, this series is over.
All right. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the things we're looking forward to next week. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Talking Fantasy Baseball podcast. Anthony Shabazz, Josh Day, Erik Hendrickson here with you, giving you our final thoughts and what we're looking forward to in the week ahead. But real quick, before we do that, I wanted just to quickly recap some of the moves that we made on the teams that we managed together, just to let the people know where we're at when we are at our most active. So in the league that Josh and I managed together, as I'm bringing it up here, we are Captain Shallows. We really quickly, we picked up Bubba Chandler, actually, and dropped Chase Dolander. Kind of a better stash, I think, because Coors is undefeated. We dropped Anthony Volpe, who was optioned to the minors. And he does not look like he's going to be up anytime soon because, first of all, he's not dominating the minor leagues. And he had a base running gaff the other day. Also then picked up, we put Erik Miller on I think that's his name, right? For the Giants reliever. We put him on the IL just because I was looking at the options out there for saves plus holds. Not too many great options. Plus he was really good before he got hurt, and he's going to be back fairly soon anyway. So put Erik Miller on the IL. Normally I would say don't stash a relief pitcher. It's dumb, especially in saves plus holds, but this is a very deep league. So stashed him on the IL, dropped Volpe, picked up Daniel Lynch IV, who's been very good for Kansas City this year as a relief pitcher, picking up some saves plus holds, but also really good ratios. And then dropped part-time platoon player Colt Keith and picked up a player who might be sneaky good in an OBP league, and that's Sam Antonacci, who's been really good over the last about 10 days as he's gotten acclimated to the major leagues. Smart ball player as well, has second, third base, and outfield eligibility on Yahoo. And then moving over to the team that Anthony and I managed together, we had 10 players on the injured list or that were day-to-day at one time. We literally could not field or roster an entirely healthy lineup. We did not have, there's 2 utility spots in this league. We did not have both filled with players who were active, and our entire bench was on the IL, every bench spot. So we had to make some sacrifices here just to have counting stats because it was getting a little untenable. So what we did was we dropped Garrett Cole. I know Garrett Cole close to returning. We dropped Garrett Cole and we picked up Logan Henderson, and then we also, as I bring up our team here,
we dropped Perdomo.
We dropped Geraldo Perdomo off to a excruciatingly terrible start. Josh, I know you were not big on Perdomo. We drafted him at a decent spot in the draft, and to get value at shortstop because it was a deep position, and he just hasn't worked out. So we instead picked up Connor Griffin. And we also dropped Cole Reagans, who, by the way, has hit the IL as of 3:40 today with an elbow impingement. We dropped Cole Reagans and we picked up Chase DeLauder. So
I'm surprised Connor Griffin was available.
Well, we had picked him up at the time of call, but then we had some other roster moves we needed to make again because so many injuries.
Sure.
We were able to snag Connor Griffin back. So those were the moves that we made there. Chase DeLauder, Connor Griffin, Logan Henderson were the adds. Cole Reagans, Garrett Cole, and Geraldo Perdomo were the drops. We still have countless guys on the IL. Every bench spot except for one is still taken up by the IL. It's insane. Roman Anthony, Ronald Acuna, Wyatt Langford, Garrett Crochet, Carlos Rodon, Ryan Helsley, Tarek Skubal, Hunter Green, all on the injured list. And you might say, why didn't you drop Hunter Green? Because he is the furthest out, or Tarek Skubal. Well, first of all, not dropping Tarek Skubal. And did you read the report? He might be back in 4 to 6 weeks, not 2 to 3 months. I'm still going to hedge my bet on the later timeline there. And then also Carlos Rodon is coming back this week, but Hunter Green, I think, has the highest upside of any of the non-first round picks that are on our injured list. And I couldn't drop Wyatt Langford quite yet, especially with Chase DeLauder as our pickup, because those guys might swap IL spots at one point this season. So now that I've recapped that for a couple minutes, guys, what are you looking forward to this week? Anthony, let's start with you.
I am looking forward to all the IL players coming back this week to see how they look. We got Cole coming back, obviously now Snell coming back, Rodon's coming back, Bryce Miller's coming back, Mookie's coming back. I want to see how these guys look. Like, see where obviously we don't expect them to be groundbreakers when they first get back, but I want to see if it's anything that's like looking down, like bat speed, like velocity. See how we're looking to see what we have for the rest of the season.
Yeah, the reinforcements are. Can you call them reinforcements? Because they're technically the people we needed reinforcements for. So the A team is coming back.
Yeah, hopefully.
Josh, what are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm going to echo Anthony. I just, specifically in the team I was talking about in my defense of my moves, Carlos Rodon's set to come back on Sunday, so I definitely need him just because I have so many injuries. So yeah, I'm looking forward to people coming back and seeing how they perform.
I am looking forward to seeing Jackson Holiday restart his rehab assignment for the third time as he works his way back from that spring hamate injury. I really hope that he is finally healthy.
I kind of think this is a Scott Kingery situation.
Oh, don't you dare put that evil on him.
I don't know, man.
I look, he made significant improvements from year 1 to year 2. So I'm hoping he's healthy. I could use a healthy Jackson Holiday in our Keep Forever League, even though Mr. Mario, Yahoo, right, Josh? Just moved him just moved him to second base, Otto Lopez to shortstop, and I was able to put Dansby Swanson in my utility, which means Dansby Swanson on his way out in the 12-team league. So we're going to wrap it up right there. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. To make sure you don't miss it or any episode for that matter, please subscribe. We're available wherever you get your podcasts. For Josh Day and Anthony Sherbaz, I'm Erik Henriksen saying, see you next time.
Let's go.